Hi everybody, thank you for joining me today. So this is the sketch we're going to be working on today. I am going to be doing a layout instead of a card just to change it up a little bit and try something new. So I just want you guys to see the layout that we're going to be working with. And I decided to go into my stash. You know how we collect paper from time to time, and I decided to use this paper pack from Kaiser Craft. And this one is the, let me see right here, right here. It's the Shine Bright collection, okay? So right now what I'm doing is I'm cutting down, I have a 12 by 12 piece of paper, and then the paper that's going to go on top, I had to cut it down because I wanted to make sure I had a nice size 1/4 inch, almost 1/2 inch border. So what I did is for the 12 by 12 sheet, I put the score tape all over it. And then once I get the pieces, the backing off, I'm going to take my glitter glue and I'm going to squeeze it on all of the open spaces so that way it's a combination of score tape and glue. It makes me feel better to use both, because then I feel like it's really gonna hold. I don't like using just glue, and I don't like using just the score tape. I always like to do a combo if I can. So we're just gonna squeeze it on real fast. And of course, you know, I sped this up for videos because I want to say when I was done with everything, it was way over an hour that it took. And instead of making you guys sit through that, I condense it down so that way, you know, it's at the most anywhere between 10 and 15 minutes. I try not to make it go any longer than that. Alright, so once we get it glued down, I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing with this one. Except with this one, I can't remember if I did all of the different pieces like I did on the main 12 by 12. But I know I did, yeah, the tape going across the middle. And then we're going to go ahead and attach that, because this one isn't attaching to the chipboard itself. I didn't put all the tape on there, but I did put the glue in between the two areas with the tape. Okay, then we're just going to get that attached and of course rub it down. And then what I like to do, and what I've seen some, you know, a lot of different people who do layouts, sorry about that, I had to fix the camera, but I like to use the clear gesso once I lay down my papers, because if I wanted to do anything like sprays, or, you know, I'm going to be using some embossing paste, I want you to be able to see the original paper through whatever I do to it. I don't want it to go away because I'm using paints or anything like that. And usually at this point in the game, I don't know what I'm going to do. You know, a lot of times I don't know if I'm going to use sprays, if I'm going to splatter, what's going to happen. So I like to do it to make sure I'm covered. Now this is a paper stencil that before I started, I covered with the clear gesso as well. And I do that just to kind of protect it, try and make it a little bit stronger since it is just a paper stencil. And then I'm laying down a little bit of the triangles where the main photo is going to be, and then up in the right corner. And I brought mine down a little bit more, but I liked how, you know, the triangles here worked out. And then whenever you're done with your stenciling, you should always go clean your stuff, okay? So while the embossing paste is drying, I'm taking my title, which is the word faith, and I've just squeezed it into the embossing ink. Was that the Versamark ink? And then I'm taking the gold Nouveau glitter embossing powder, and we're just going to heat that up and melt that. This has been like one of my favorite gold embossing powders. I really do enjoy it. I think it's very pretty, and it melts like a dream. So there's the faith. Alright, and then we're going to just move that off to the side. And I just wanted to show you I was going to use some of the stickers. I kind of had it laid out there, trying to, you know, figure out how everything was going to play out. But what I did is I took my large circle dies and I cut out this little circle frame. And then I cut down, or I trimmed down my picture so that way it would fit basically like how it is in the photo. And then I took different sheets of the paper pack and made these strips. And so now what I'm going to do is just use my ATG gun and tape all around the edges and then lay that down. And I probably used a lot more tape than normally, like if it was just the flat paper, only because of the embossing paste that we did put on that specific section right there. It's okay. If you feel like the score tape or whatever tape you're using isn't going to be strong enough, then just, you know, use your glue, multi-medium mat, that helps glue stuff down, whatever you think is best. And then I just took some plain black cardstock and I cut out the 3 banners and then placed them on the front. And then I took one of the cutouts on one of the sheets and attached it to the photo, and on the side it says beautiful. And then we're going to lay that down. And then before I start attaching the flowers that I'm going to use, I'm going to go ahead and attach the faith. And I'm using this particular 3-in-1 glue. Let me tell you, I have such a hard time with this glue. Everybody who I see use it in other videos, they squeeze it and it looks like it comes out fine. I almost feel like I have like carpal tunnel or like no strength in my hand sometimes, the way I be squeezing trying to get this stuff out. Half of the time I'd be thinking, you know what, if I had just used hot glue, I wouldn't have to worry about this. But I'm trying not to, you know, have to wait and plug that in and have it heat up. So, and this seems to work and hold really well. It's just getting it out the bottle. So I'm just gluing down my white flowers with the gold accents. This is a Prima flower that I got. And I like the gold because it's more on that yellow side gold. So it went perfect with the gold, the yellow accents that we have in the paper. So once again, I glue the leaves together first on that one, and then I'm gluing down the flower itself. And you can see I had to put it down and squeeze with both hands to get the glue to come out. Oh, that bottle drives me nuts. And it's not even halfway, and I'm squeezing like it's empty. Oh. All right, so now I'm putting down. They have what look like buttons on the layout. So I had these metal pieces. They were flowers, and I wanted to put them down, but I noticed that the clear glue I was using wasn't working well. So I grabbed some 3D gel, and with metal pieces and different stuff like that, it really does put them down nice, and it doesn't take long for it to adhere and be still. But if your glue doesn't work, don't be afraid to grab another glue. This one I just happen to have on my desk, but if push comes to shove, I would have grabbed that hot glue gun, and I know for sure these pieces would have laid down. So I'm just making sure my little tops of my flowers are all in place. And then really, like, as far as the sketch or the layout itself is concerned, we're done. Everything is there. Everything is placed, you know, very wonderfully, and it's very complete. And I'm just turning it upside down so you can see the full bottom, because I know my camera is kind of cutting the bottom edge off. Well, I have lately felt like nothing is complete without either sequins or splatter. And since I didn't want to use sequins on this, I decided let's get some of this yellow gold that I have in my starry colors from Gonzai Tambi, and we're going to go ahead and splatter. And I just had some heart post-it notes next to my desk, so I put that over her photo, my friend's photo, and I just splattered the gold. And then once I was done with that, I grabbed some of the Copic opaque white. I have it in a jar, and I just put it on the block, and then I added just a little spray of water just to, you know, loosen it a little bit, and then I sprayed the white. And that little bit right there, I don't know what it is, it just gives you a sense of like, it's finished. It's almost, to me, it's like my signature. It's like, okay, once I do that, then it's done and I can say it is complete. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe, and please share. And if you want to see more of these, you know, just leave a comment down below. I always read the comments. It might take me a day or two, but I try to respond as well. And I'm just very grateful that you guys have watched my video today. At the very end, I will have links to previous sketch videos. And if you haven't subscribed, just click on my photo and you'll subscribe to my channel, and you'll always know when I have something new popping up. So thanks again, you guys, and have a great weekend.